What's going on, guys? Back out here in the fish room, and I want to do an update video on the cheap Walmart LED light upgrade, which were the little 18-inch fluorescent bulb replacements that were LED. It's been about a week to a week and a half since I've got them, and so far I'm seeing good things. So the first thing I want to point out is both of these tanks are 55 gallon. They've both been running about the same amount of time. This one's been a week longer down here, and this one's had a week less. Now this top tank is the one with those LED bulb fixtures, and this bottom one just has a fluorescent bulb. Now one thing I want to look at is this tank down on the bottom. You can see how clean it is. Alright, nice and clear water. No algae growing on nothing. You know, it's nice and clean. Now this one on the top, I don't know if you can see it. If we get close, you can see the glass is a little hazy. It's actually starting to get green algae on there. And if you look at the plants here, the fake plant is starting to get a little brown diatom algae. And if we look up here at the intake, it's starting to turn green. So we're getting green algae growth, which is good. That means this light is capable of growing some kind of plants. Now, the one thing that I did notice here is this anacarus. I trimmed that out of my 10-gallon tank over here, because that's just growing like crazy over there. So I trimmed the piece out, and I tucked it all the way down in and touched the bottom of the little stone that holds that fake plane in there, and it hasn't moved. It's still touching the bottom, but it's grown in the past week about 3 inches. It was not sticking out of the top of there. It was down inside so the goldfish wouldn't pull on it. That's grown 3 inches, and all these other little plants that I put in here were out of the 29 gallon. I had them in there. I was testing out this sand to see if it would grow. It wouldn't. It was killing the plants. So I pulled them out and I put them in here. Now, the Amazon swords were wilting, and now they are all standing up, reaching for the light. So that's a good sign. And this one in the middle actually has some new leaves starting to grow. The jungle val here, if you look, we actually have new growth starting on that plant. So the plants weren't doing so good. I put them in here, and they are starting to get new growth on them. So that's good. That shows me that this cheap LED light upgrade is feasible for somebody looking to get into live aquarium plants, and it's a cheap option. For $15 you can switch and start growing low light LED plants, or just low light plants with cheap LED lights. So you can grow things like jungle val, anacarus, anubias, java fern, anything low light. You could definitely grow in here. I don't know that it'll do medium light plants. I'd say jungle val is probably closer to a medium light. It's like a lower medium light, higher low light. So we'll see how well it does, but the fact that it's putting off new growth is a good sign. So I'm going to keep watching this tank, and I'll keep you guys updated, and we'll see how this goes. So far, so good.